Hi, good evening. Welcome to my show Wiki Techie. This is Arjun here, and today we'll be reviewing 3 gadgets, out of which one is very dear to me because Samsung itrayum kalamayittu mobile phones konduvanilla. One mobile phone which came out now, which I can call it as a futuristic mobile phone, is Samsung Galaxy S8. Yes, we'll be reviewing Samsung Galaxy S8 today, and also we'll have 2 more gadgets coming up which will be very interesting to you guys, so let's roll. So today we'll be reviewing Samsung Galaxy S8. Samsung Galaxy S8 ne kurichu innu nammal samsarikkan povunathu not in depth about all the features that this mobile phone has, because Samsung Galaxy mobile phones varan thodangiyittu ipo nare you had the earlier versions of Samsung Galaxy alle. So Samsung Galaxy S8 il endokkiyana pratyekadakal adine kurichana nammal innu samsarikkan povunathu. So let's get started. So let's have a look at Samsung Galaxy S8. I have it right here, and this is how the box looks. And one thing which will blow your mind away is once you open the box. Namukku last mobile phone vannathu Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge ennu oru mobile phone undallo. Aa mobile phone vanna samayathu nammal adu open cheyda udane the first thing strike was the display. അല്ലേ, ആ ഒരു മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ എടുത്താൽ തന്നെ എഡ്ജ് ടു എഡ്ജ് സ്ക്രീനാണ്, ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് ബെസൽലെസ് സ്ക്രീനാണ് നമുക്കതിൽ കാണാൻ സാധിച്ചത്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഗോയിങ് ടു ബി ദ ഫ്യൂച്ചർ, ബിക്കോസ് ഒരു മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ എടുക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇഫ് യു ഹാവ് ദ ഫുട് പ്രിന്റ് ഓഫ് ദ മൊബൈൽ in your hand, you don't have anything around it. It's just the display, just the screen right on your face. So that's what all the mobile manufacturing companies are looking at. Even Apple is going to do it very shortly by the end of this year, but Samsung is always trying to be ahead. So adilana Samsung Galaxy S8 ivide win cheydirikkunnathu ennu venenge parayam in terms of its display. So okay, now I will show you what I'm talking about right now, because when you open this up, the first thing that will strike right on your face will be its display. So when you open it, the phone is right here. This is what will blow your mind. Here's Samsung Galaxy S8 right over here, and if you look at it, it's very lightweighted. This is the S8 version. There's one more which is S8 Plus. This is the 5.8 inch screen. So if you look at the whole body of the phone, I'll just keep this aside so you will be able to have a closer look at the phone. If you look at it, the screen starts from right here till down there. So this almost bezel-less. Edge to edge vare you don't have anything else than the screen. And one thing which is differentiating this mobile phone from S7 Edge. S7 Edge നും ഈ പറഞ്ഞ ടെക്നോളജി നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് അല്ലേ, എഡ്ജ് ടു എഡ്ജ് ഡിസ്പ്ലേ നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ here the difference is, even though it's edge to edge, the engineering is done in such a format is that you don't feel like when you hold the phone you don't feel like you're touching the screen, but at the same time you don't feel like you're touching the bezels or the side of the phone. The whole screen, our display ആണ് നമ്മുടെ കയ്യിൽ പിടിക്കുന്ന പോലെ തോന്നുന്നു. You can see it right now in my hand. So this is what they have achieved with S8. This is a 5.8 inch screen, 2960 by 1440 resolution. That is like the sharpest screen that you can get, and always Samsung has always been excelling in terms of its display and clarity. So this Super AMOLED screen with this kind of resolution is awesome. So this is what you would love about this phone. So let's get into the next one which I like about Samsung Galaxy S8. Now, as I spoke earlier, Samsung Galaxy S8 ന്റെ ഈ ഒരു ഡിസ്പ്ലേ ആണ് എല്ലാവർക്കും തന്നെ ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടുന്നത് അല്ലേ. ഫ്രം ടോപ്പ് ടു ബോട്ടം ഇറ്റ്സ് ലൈക്ക് ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് 16:8 റേഷ്യോ ആണ് നമുക്ക് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ഇഫ് യു keep it this way, and if you're trying to watch a video in the landscape mode, YouTube videos അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും വീഡിയോസ് കാണുമ്പോൾ വരുന്ന ഒരു ഡിസഡ്വാൻറ്റേജ് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇപ്പോൾ ഉള്ള 16:9 റേഷ്യോ വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്കും the video will be played from this end to this end, so you will always see 2 black bars on the right and the left side. Even though you have this huge screen, എപ്പോഴും ഒരു ബ്ലാക്ക് ബാർ ഇവിടെ കാണാൻ സാധിക്കും. പക്ഷേ സാംസങ്ങിൽ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്താണെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ബ്ലാക്ക് ബാർസ് രണ്ട് സൈഡിലുണ്ടെങ്കിലും there is an option to zoom it in and watch the video on the whole wide screen. But one more problem that you will face over here is if you're watching a movie, ഒരു മൂവി കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ് and the movie has a subtitle, and when the software is trying to fill up the whole screen of this particular resolution, what happens is that ഈ സിനിമയിലെ സബ്ടൈറ്റിൽസ് എല്ലാം വരുത്തില്ലേ അതെല്ലാം തന്നെ താഴത്ത് കട്ടായി പോകും. So this is one disadvantage which is happening with this display, even though it looks awesome on your hand when you use the phone, but certain apps which you use is still not compatible for watching such videos on this particular device. Now, jumping directly into the battery life of this phone. Okay, battery life inde karyam parayanengil 3000 mAh battery aanu ee oru mobile phone il namukku കാണാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നത്, and 3500 mAh for S8 Plus. The battery is actually judged by the display. It's directly related to the display of the mobile phone. So if the display is big, if the display is huge, then it's actually consuming a lot of battery. So നമ്മുടെ ബാക്ക്ഗ്രൗണ്ട് ആപ്സ് ആണെങ്കിലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ സ്റ്റാൻഡ് ബൈയിലാണെങ്കിൽ തന്നെ ഡിസ്പ്ലേ എപ്പോഴൊക്കെയാണ് ഓൺ ആവുന്നത് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അതിൻ്റെ ബ്രൈറ്റ്നസ് എപ്പോഴൊക്കെയാണ് കൂടിയിരിക്കുന്നത് അപ്പോഴാണ് ഏറ്റവും കൂടുതൽ നമ്മുടെ ജ്യൂസ് ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് ബാറ്ററി ലൈഫ് കുറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്. സോ ഇൻ ദിസ് കേസ് യു ഹാവ് എ 3000 mAh battery even in other makers from Huawei or Lenovo, all those mobile phones where they have a lesser screen. But this one has a bigger screen, but they are still sticking to 3000 mAh and 3500 mAh battery for S8 Plus. So this is one thing which I felt like they could have done it better, but we cannot complain so much because your mobile phone they have not sacrificed anything, because if you see it's very thin and the footprint of this mobile phone is almost as close to a you can call it a iPhone 7 or an iPhone 7 Plus. Direct ആയിട്ട് കമ്പയർ ചെയ്ത് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആ സെയിം സൈസിലാണ് അവർ ഈ ഒരു എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ചെയ്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. So in that way this mobile phone has the best build quality. You have the glass covering on the front and the back, and almost bezel-less edge to edge curved display, which I think I will give a 9 out of 10 in terms of how Samsung has designed this device. Now let's get into the camera. Now the next thing I want to talk about is the camera. നമ്മൾ mobile phones മേടിക്കുമ്പോൾ second thing that we ask after the technology or whatever you call it is the camera. So in terms of camera, there is not much of a leap over here. So if you look at it, this is rocking a 12 megapixel camera, which is the same thing which you find in a S7 Edge or S7. I feel like they wanted to come out with something futuristic in terms of its design, so they could get the market share in the mobile. So if you look at the iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus, and iPhone 8 is going to come only by the end of 2017. So adile Mumbai, if they wanted to release something, I think they were looking at the major factors like the display and the design and all that. But in terms of camera, there's not much of a big leap. So if you look at Apple's iPhone, from Apple's iPhone 6 or 6s, then after that iPhone 7 vannu, 7 Plus vannu. 7 Plus like there is a huge leap in terms of its technology for the camera. But here you're not able to find it. So that's one thing which I really wanted to talk about. And if you have a close look at the side rails of this phone, on one side when you hold it with your right hand you will find the power button. On the other side, other than the volume rockers, you will find one more button. ഈ ഒരു ബട്ടൺ എന്താ പറ്റുന്നതെന്ന് വെച്ചാൽ ഇതുവരെ റിവ്യൂ ഞാൻ ചെയ്ത സമയത്തും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഞാനിത് ഇത് യൂസ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരുന്ന സമയത്തും what I found is that always you tend to press this button thinking it's a power button, but this is not a power button. This is called the Bixby button. And if you're wondering what Bixby is all about, Samsung earlier they brought out something called S Voice. ഇപ്പോൾ ഐഫോണിലെല്ലാം സിരി എന്നെല്ലാം പറയുന്നില്ലേ, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗൂഗിളിനാണെങ്കിൽ ഗൂഗിൾ അസിസ്റ്റൻ്റ് എന്നെല്ലാം പറയുന്നില്ലേ, അതേപോലത്തെ ഒരു സംഭവമാണ് Bixby എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ് കൊണ്ടുവന്നിരിക്കുന്നത്. I feel it's little confusing over here because you already have the stock Android app, which is Android 7.0 ആണ് ഇപ്പോൾ റൺ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത് ഈ മൊബൈൽ ഫോണിൽ. Additional to that, you are having one more thing which is called Bixby. So when you long press the home button, when you long press the home button, you will actually activate the Google Assistant to ask questions to it, so you get all the cards of the weather, your timing, your calendar, and all those things. So Bixby also does the same thing. So it's actually a little confusing when you're trying to use the mobile phone. So that's one thing I feel like could have been avoided, but it could have been even better than Google Assistant. Then it would have made sense. So that's one thing which I wanted to talk about, and Galaxy S8. And the third thing which I would say which was really a letdown for me as a user is when you hold the phone. Before, the fingerprint reader used to be here. Now, as you see, the whole display is from this end to this end, so there's no option to keep the fingerprint sensor. So what they've done is the fingerprint sensor is right behind, and that too is just close to the camera. So if you see, if you're holding the phone and if you're trying to reach for the fingerprint sensor, you will not be able to reach it very easily if you're on the road and if your hands are not free. If you're a one-handed user, this is the most difficult thing to go for, to use it with one hand. But I don't know why they would have kept it over there, because മറ്റ് മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺസിലെല്ലാം എടുത്ത് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഹുവാവിയുടെ ആണെങ്കിലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഗൂഗിളിൻ്റെ പിക്സൽ മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ എടുത്ത് നോക്കുകയാണെങ്കിൽ സെൻട്രലാണ് ഫിംഗർ പ്രിൻറ്റ് സെൻസർ ഉള്ളത്. പക്ഷേ ഇതിൽ അവർ ഇവിടെയാണ് കൊണ്ടുവച്ചിരിക്കുന്നത്. Most of the time you end up smudging your camera lens. You keep pushing it on the camera lens, because that's where the center side of the phone is. So that's one disadvantage I found in terms of a design. But other than that, there are like n number of things that you would love about this phone. First thing is the display, as I spoke about, and Android 7.0 is like fluid in this thing, because the Snapdragon processor use the fastest processor with the 4GB RAM, so you cannot ask anything more. And for the price that you pay for now, I would say before the iPhone 8 comes out, this mobile phone for all the Android fans will be the best one to go for, is what I would say. So yeah, this is Samsung Galaxy S8. So if just to the comparison വേണ്ടിയിട്ട്, അതായത് the technology wherein S8 has come out with is, ഈ screen size 5.8 inch screen size you can hold the phone very comfortably. When you compare it with the iPhone 7 Plus, I have iPhone 7 Plus on my left and I have Samsung Galaxy S8 on the right. So here the 5.8 inch ഇത് സ്ക്രീനുള്ള ഒരു മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺ ഇത്ര എളുപ്പമാണത് to hold it in your hand. At the same time, you can see how bulky it looks. The iPhone 7 Plus looks right in front of S8. So this is one technology that in terms of a display and shrinking down the body size of the phone, so you won't feel that you're using such a big phone. At the same time, you're getting a huge screen in hand. So this is one technology which I loved about Samsung Galaxy S8. And of course, Apple is going to do something very soon. So iPhone 8, rumors are saying that iPhone 8 also will have a screen which will have almost a bezel-less display. So at the same time, you will have a smaller body with a bigger display. So this is what we might be seeing in the very future, by the end of 2017. So for now, as we speak, S8 has got the best display, and I should give it to it. So the second interesting product which I wanted to talk about today is this one, and you can see it. You can see two mics and one headphone jack, right? Now, we all go for headphones and stuff, but this is a little serious stuff over here. Even though it looks a small box with all these colorful things, it's a serious product, I would say. So let's get started. So the reason why I took this product to review today is it's a little serious one, because നമുക്ക് മൊബൈൽ ഫോൺസ് മേടിച്ചതിന് ശേഷം കൂടെ വരുന്ന ഇയർഫോൺസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഹെഡ്ഫോൺസ് ആണ് നമ്മൾ കൂടുതലും യൂസ് ചെയ്യാറുള്ളത്. Now if you look at the Facebook or any social media, നമ്മുടെ ഫ്രണ്ട്സും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അറിയാവുന്ന ആൾക്കാരും തന്നെ വൈറലായി തുടങ്ങിയിരിക്കുന്നത് കരോക്കെ സിംഗിങ് ആണ്. Even though karaoke singing was in-house, now it's out there because of these apps called Smule. Smule is an app, you could see so many people sitting at home and singing songs and then posting it on Facebook. But there's a big problem with the quality of the sound that's been produced. Smule app you see in the for example, if you're using an iPhone, earphones so you have the headphones, you'll be able to hear what you're singing, and at the same time you have the mic which is coming alongside with the earphone. So the problem is, this mic, when you're trying to hold it close to your mouth, when it goes away, our voice and directions change. So when you're singing, you'd have high tones, and when you are singing low tones, it might be getting stuck somewhere, and all these noises are getting into your song. So this is not happening. So this product might be more interesting to those people who are into this particular thing called singing or karaoke singing on apps like Smule. So here, the reason why I have this is, these products are market available. This mic, mobile phone fix products available. But this one comes out as the best one as per the reviews that's been done. So now, the reason why I say this is different than your normal earphones is, this has a omnidirectional mic. So that means if you're just clipping it onto your shirt or whatever you're wearing, and if you use the apps like Smule, and when you're singing, this can catch the sound from any direction. So when you're singing and when you're lifting your head up and all that, it doesn't matter, because it's going to catch the voice and you'll have a perfect output for what you're doing. So that's one thing which you'll love about this product. The mic is amazing. And second thing is, it's an inbuilt pop filter. If you don't know what pop filter is, when in professional singing in a studio, when you're singing, you have something like a pop thing right in front of your mic. So when you're singing, certain lines, certain syllables, when you're using our pop sound mic directed hit in the sound, other tadkanalla or technology in this cherry or mic namukku kittunnu. So let's take the knife and cut this over here. Open. I just wanted to show you, how the mic looks. So the in person are the difference on the when you go to a mobile shop or electronics shop, you will see so many things out there and you don't know how actually it looks inside. But here I am here to show you how it's going to look inside. So some paperwork you have, and when you open the box, you have this cool little small box which you can carry with you. So that's it, there's nothing else in the box. So if you keep this all away, this is what you'll be carrying with you anywhere you go. So this is as mobile as possible. You open this, that is the mic with the clip and all that. I'll just show it to you. So this is what you have. So this is the mic, and this is the headphone jack which will go into your mobile phone or your iPad or whatever you're using. And this is the one which I was talking about. This small little thing can do a lot of magic. This is what will cut all your pop sounds when you're trying to record a song or whatever. So this goes inside that, and once you fix the pop into your mic, this is almost like your studio mic. Check that out. So even though you have, if you speak something, if you sing something, nothing is going to happen. So this is as simple as it is. So this is the iRig mic LAV that is in the market right now. And if you are a serious singer or a person who wants to record or podcast or whatever, you could easily go for this one. So yeah, that's from me. The third product which I'm going to talk about today is something called Gimbal. This name സത്യം പറഞ്ഞാൽ കുറേ പേർക്ക് നമുക്ക് തന്നെ ഒരു കേൾക്കാത്തൊരു ടേമാണ് gimbal because it's a little professional one and not so professional എന്ന് വേണമെങ്കിൽ പറയാം. For example, you're going out with your family and you are a person who are too much into video, you know, you're taking too much videos and stuff, and if you are looking at such a thing and if you want to make it even better, this particular thing will come in handy, and you might already know what I'm talking about. That is this thing called gimbal. So let's have a look at it. Gimbal is something that would look like this, and this particular one, there are so many gimbals out there, but this particular one comes out to this show because for the price that you're paying and the compatibility of this gadget with the cameras that's been listed here is more. So here you could see the Sony NEX 5100 to A7R2 ILC7S. ഈ മൂന്ന് വേർഷൻസും സോണിയുടെ ക്യാമറാസ് നിങ്ങൾ യൂസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ദിസ് വിൽ കം ഇൻ ഹാൻഡി. ദെൻ യു ഹാവ് ദ സോണി FDR. മോസ്റ്റ്ലി ദേ ആർ കോമ്പാറ്റബിൾ വിത്ത് സോണി ക്യാമറാസ്. ദെൻ Panasonic GX7, GX8, GH4GK, then Olympus, Nikon D7-100, D7-000. ഈ രണ്ട് ക്യാമറാസ് നമുക്ക് വളരെയധികം കാണാൻ സാധിക്കുന്നതാണ്. ആൻഡ് ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് വൺ ലിസ്റ്റഡ് ബട്ട് നോട്ട് ദ ലീസ്റ്റ് ഈസ് Canon 5D Mark III, 6D and 700D. I'm very sure that 700D is not much of a pricey camera and most people would be using it than the 5D Mark III and 6D. So ഇത്രയും ranges of cameras ഈ ഒരു ഗിംബോളിലൂടെ നമുക്ക് യൂസ് ചെയ്യാൻ സാധിക്കും. And the reason why I keep saying that this one would be a better option for you people who are into video making is when you see the stability of this gimbal, when you use the fluidity and the flow of the video when you take is unbelievable. ഇതുവരെ നിങ്ങളിപ്പോൾ ഹാൻഡ് ഹെൽഡ് ആയിട്ടാണ് വീഡിയോസ് ഇതുവരെ എടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത് എന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ if you can put in a little more money and if you try using this thing, this will blow your mind out. I think you should go and see the video which will be playing right now, you know, just after this, for you to see how it's going to look, so you'll get the idea of how the video will be looking. It'll be so much of cinematic you know, feel to it. So I think you should go and check it out. So now we'll unbox this gimbal. So I'll just take these things off and open the box, and right away you have a bag like thing which they have provided with a nylon strip which you can hang on your shoulder, and this is the box which comes in, and there's nothing inside the box. It's just this bag. So they have utilized the space in the box so much. Here when you open it up, you will see so many things out here. So these are the paperwork, there's a warranty card, and the main unit is this one. This is what is called a gimbal. This is where you put your or fix your camera, and this is how you hold it in the hand. So idina handle aayittu use cheyanulla accessories aanu ivide koduttirikkunnathu. So this one, when you fix it up over here, and you could hold it and then you could use it, and it is as stable as it can be. So ആദ്യം കണക്ട് ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം ഒരു ചെറിയ രീതിയിലുള്ള ഒരു അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് ഉണ്ട്. ആ ഒരു അഡ്ജസ്റ്റ്മെന്റ് ചെയ്തതിനു ശേഷം you will have a steady shot with this gimbal. And keeping this one over here, when you open this zip up, you have all the other accessories that you want to look for. So here you have again the handle. So this one can be configured in 3 different ways. One is single handed use, അതായത് ഒരു കയ്യിൽ പിടിച്ചുകൊണ്ട് നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ലൈറ്റ് വെയ്റ്റഡ് ക്യാമറ ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ you can walk around and you'll have a steady shot with one hand. The second thing is you can have 2 handles fixed onto it, and with both hands you can have steady shots with the gimbal. So idallada thanne moonu configurations, moonamthe configuration endanu vechal when you want to bend it over and do crazy stuff with your gimbal, you can do it, but get a steady perfect shot with this one. So let's get into today's tips and tricks, and today we'll talk about one particular app which will make your photos look awesome, I would say. Lightroom ennu paranjathu oru desktop version software aayirunnu. Now they have already on the mobile phone, but today what I'll be doing is that I'll be letting you know what kind of workflow will get the best picture post production out. So that's what we're going to do today. So let me open the app. So this is Lightroom. So when you open the Lightroom, I already have a picture which is straight out of the iPhone camera. So this is how it looks. So what I do basically is I go directly to the light over here. And when you go into the light, you have all these options. You don't need to touch anything over here. Just go to the highlights and slide it down. So you could see the difference in the sky. Sky the difference in all the highlights are cut over here, and then the next one would be the shadows. The shadows are going up. Then there are two more options called the whites and the blacks. So this is where the picture is going to look awesome. So white, I'm just bringing it down up onto like around 45 to 50 max, so it doesn't burn the sky. You could see the sky should not be burning up there. And then going to the black, I'm getting it down, so I'm not gonna make it so dark, but I just want just the color at the right point. So maybe around 60 I'll stop. Next one is the color. So after light, you get into the color. Then the white balance, I would prefer to go it as short, but sometimes auto might help you guys. So in auto, what it does is that it will look onto the the saturation levels, the tint and the vibrance of the picture, so it doesn't look like too amateurish, or it doesn't look bad. So here the auto looks good to me. And in effects, you have something called clarity. Clarity, if you're keeping it below 20, it will not smudge the whole image. And dehaze, what dehaze does is, if you pull it up, you just check out the sky, how it changes. You get all the shadows out. But if you're going too much above it, you will find too much of noise in there. So I would prefer to keep it at 30 or below 30. So this is how the picture would look at the end. So you can go and check it out. This app is called Lightroom. It's available both on Android and iOS. And if you have this small tip and to enhance your picture, it's gonna look much better. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week again with a lot of things to talk about, with new gadgets, technology, and much more. So this is Arjun signing out, and this is Wiki Techie, the only stop for your technology and your questions.